See this here? This is the heart. It's going out to you. Welcome everyone, and this is lesson 5 of the 5 Yin Organ Qigong series. Congratulations, you have done it. You have made it to the final lesson. Just a brief recap of what we've done before. We took on the long exercise, which corresponds to the metal energy. We then moved on to the kidney exercise, which focuses on the water element. Then we moved on to the liver and focused on the wood element, or the expansion forest. And then finally, last time, we tackled the fire energy, which corresponds to the heart. Today is the final lesson of the 5 Yin Organ Qigong series. Today, we're going to work on the earth element, and that's going to correspond to the spleen. Now, you can go on Google and look up the spleen. What is a spleen? Its purpose in the body. It's a very beneficial organ. And a lot of times people don't think about the spleen that often. They usually focus on the heart or the kidneys or the lungs. But the spleen is very, very important and corresponds, of course, to rooting or the earth element as well. So, and the exercise of this Qigong series corresponding for the liver is going to be very, very fun. It's called looking through the triangle, or looking at a diamond. So, what I want us to do first in this series, in this particular lesson, we've followed a specific format that we're going to be looking at. First, I'm going to demonstrate the movement. So what I want you to do is I want you to watch me. And then afterward, I'm going to go through it and we're going to chunk it down together. So we're going to be focusing on the physical element, and then we're going to focus on the mental element, and then the energetic element, and then the meditative element of this specific exercise. That's called the chunking method, by the way. It's oftentimes used in NLP and other psychology techniques. So, let's go ahead and begin. At the end of shield and spear, or what I like to also say, this is also common in Tai Chi Chuan. Tai Chi, with fair lady weaves the shuttles. So either way, you can call it shield and spear, or fair lady weaves the shuttles. At the end here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back center. Now notice, what I'm going to do is my waist, my torso is just going to turn around like this. Turn, so that I'm facing you. We're facing straight. So let's just do this one movement together a couple of times. There. That's the first part of the movement. One more time. Press the corners. Remember to spread your fingers wide so that that can activate the heart meridian line in your pinky finger. Come back. Center. Now, watch this very carefully. What are my hands going to do? While I'm turning, my extended right hand is pushing forward. The wrist is going to turn, just like so. Close angle here. So here it is, pressing out. All it's going to do is turn. See? So that my palm is facing toward my chest. So, like this, pressing out. Straighten up my feet here. Turn. Palm faces toward me. Now that's what the right hand is going to do. The left hand is going to mirror it, meaning it's basically going to turn over too. And they're going to do this action simultaneously. So as the right turns, so will the left turn. So pushing, they turn. And then it's basically like you're carrying a child or you're carrying a baby in your hand. And then you turn over. And notice here, as I am turned over, I am in the standing stake posture, which basically means my feet, my toes pointing straight ahead, my knees slightly bent, my quad relaxed, my lower back relaxed, my arms and shoulders are relaxed, while my palms are up and they're facing toward my chest. Fingers spread gently, like so. Hands relaxed. And then I exhale, turning the palms to face the earth. And then I just relax. Let everything go. The hands just float down to the sides. Good. And that ends the transitional process from the last to the next exercise. This gets us exactly where we need to be. With my palms face down, we're going to flow right into, without any breaks, without any stops, going straight into the spleen exercise. That's normally how it's done. However, what you can do is you can go ahead and breathe in. And bring down the heavens, so to speak. Relax the body. And that closes off that movement. Now we're going to spleen. Your hands, when they are at your waist level, they're going to spread out. Like so. Palms pressing to both sides, like this. So I'm going to get closer so that you can see me, my wrinkled jacket. Here I am. I'm about waist here. Palms float out. And the knife edge here, basically like we talked about before, my intention is kind of settling and blocking, maybe even hitting something with this part here of my hand. Your knife edge hand right here, your base. Exhale. Now, I'm still going to give you guys a close-up because it's very important for you to see the hand movements. I want you to connect the thumbs on both hands and the index fingers of both hands to form a triangle. Notice the palms come together like so. Okay? So from this posture here, sinking in, and then coming back, forming this posture here. Remember, this is how we begin. Same posture. So when you've connected everything and you form the triangle-like shape, your thumbs are going to be pointing towards you, see? Your thumbs are going to be pointing towards your stomach. And then you're going to lift your hands up over your head. All the way up. About, you can be over the head, or I oftentimes just like to go to forehead level. And then you're going to look up. Look up and see through your triangle that you made. So that's the beginning posture. That's the beginning of this movement. So let's take it from the very top. Hands are flowing to sides. Relax after the pressing. Your thumb and your index finger flow in together. They connect once you get to the center line. The index connects with the left index, connects with your right index. The left thumb connects with your right thumb, forming a triangle. Then afterwards, they're going to float up. About over your forehead or over your eyes. And then we're going to begin the next process. After you're here, you're going to turn side to side. As you look through that triangle. The stance, you can widen it, or you can keep it about shoulder width. Shoulder width for me is good. So, open up, and then turn side to side. I'm going towards the left. I'm staring directly into my triangle, and then I'm going to come center. And then I'm going to pause briefly so I can take a breath in. And then I'm going to exhale as I turn to the right. And then after that, I'm going to turn back to the center, take a breather, inhale, and then you're going to exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, breathe in. And then exhale, breathe out. That's pretty much all there is to this movement. Much easier than the last movement. I'm just turning side to side. Now, with this particular exercise, go ahead and engage your knee. But not too much. You don't want any swimming knees. And you're going to want this action. What we want is strong stability. Turn side to side and look up. Good. And that's all the physical movement. Afterwards, say 9 times left, 9 times right. Then you bring your hands down. Separate them, bring them down, exhale. Palms facing towards the earth. And then you inhale, breathe in. Hands float up about shoulder height. Fold them in. And then exhale. And to complete the entire form, your left leg is going to come in as you shift your weight over to the right. So I like to visualize taking a package. So you have a package on your left side, and you're picking that package up, and then you're going to put it back on the right side. That's basically, that package represents your weight. So you take all of your weight from your left and you transition it to the right so that you can pick up your left foot and bring it back to the right foot. The yin meets the yang. Your yin left meets the yang right again. Afterward, we do our rock hand, making a fist, and you make a chopping hand, which represents peace, stability, peace. And then you bow. And that completes the entire movement routine of the 5 Yin Organ Qigong. The 5th element, the earth, pretty simple, very simple in fact. But now, what I want to focus on is your intention. What are you visualizing and what is your intent when you're performing this movement? Remember, your intention will bring out the Qi. So, let's look at it. All right, so this one's very fun. So your intention here is basically you've got a jewel, something very sacred in your hand. That's what this symbol is. That's why a lot of people use it for the heart, symbolizing, hey, this is something very special. I'm sending it out to you. I oftentimes use it at the end and at the beginning, making a statement, let's live in our heart. Let's live in our, not necessarily get too caught up in our thoughts, but bring everything back down center. So you have something very precious and you're looking into it. Your eyes, this is also very good for your eyes. There's lots of Qigong for your eyes. When you're staring through the triangle, what I want you to do is practice relaxing your gaze, widening your gaze, relaxing your gaze, and widen your gaze. Now, as we go through this exercise, we turn. I want you to widen your gaze, looking through your triangle that you created. You're widening the gaze, and then you're turning back to center. You're narrow, or you're closing your gaze as you inhale, and then you widen your gaze again. It's very good to stimulate your entire nervous system. Your intention is any posture like this in Qigong, any posture like this in Qigong, any posture like this in Qigong. You're here, you're like Atlas, holding the world. So when we do come up, I want you to visualize something pressing down from the heaven, trying to push you down as you do this exercise. And then as you turn, keep that intention. Throughout the entire routine, throughout the entire movement, visualize someone kind of putting pressure on you. If you have a sibling, or you can get your spouse, or your boyfriend, or girlfriend, or whoever they are, your special one, and try to get them to push you, just light pressure though, not really hard pressure. Light pressure you go pat somebody on the head with, or the shoulder. That kind of pressure. Or you can do it with balls. You can get weighted balls, 2-pound balls, and do this exact same exercise. And that'll have the same benefit. Working out with weighted Qi balls is very good for your musculoskeletal structure, your muscles and your skeleton. So push up and then turn side to side. Wonderful. And this is good for your spleen. All right. The breathing, we've already talked about the breathing. You want to breathe in when you're center, and you want to breathe out whenever you turn. So, without further ado, would you join me in this practice? So if you were sitting taking notes, or if you were already up getting going, then let's continue. Let's get up. Join me. We're going to go through this. Inhale, breathe in. Just follow me. Inhale. Come in, center. Hands float in. Connect the fingers. Palms rise up. Turn over as you look through the hole in the hand. And I forgot to mention, as the hands float up to your center line of the body, turn them over when they get chest or collarbone level, and then push out. And then begin your turning. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Staring into the triangle. Visualize you're staring to something truly beautiful, like beautiful glass reflecting the sun. Inhale, center. Exhale. Good. And now come back center. After the right. Come back center and then exhale. Good. It was about 4 or 5 times. I lost count. But what I want you to do is practice this 9 times. 9 times 9. Do 9. So you can do this indefinitely, but we have lives to live, so it's important to break it up and practice it every day. I would do it 9 or 12 times on all these movements. So now that we're finally at the end of this process of the 5 Yin Organ exercise, I think that'll do it for today. If you have any comments or questions about this series or this particular movement in general, then please, like I said at the beginning, leave a comment. Leave a comment and we will certainly get back to you. And if we are bamboozled by your comment, we will definitely research it and still get back to you. So we do not claim to know everything. And so with that, I bid you good day and thank you so much for everything, for joining me. It means the world to us that we can connect with you all through the internet. Thank you. Remember, live in your heart.